You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com, helping out the youth of America and the old farts who maybe have enough time left on this planet that something can be done about it. But sometimes you can only save those that you can at AssholeConsulting.com, where I, America's older brother, give you the swift kick in the ass you desperately need, and you pay me for it. Young man writes, Aaron, I love your work and I wish they would make your material required viewing and reading for students in high school. Well, then how would the Democrats and the Socialists have completely dependent, fucktarded people and sheep to control and demand and have dependent upon them so that they could have... What do you want? People making $150,000 a year and no problems in life and sexy wives and hot husbands who all make money and perfectly reared children? You don't want that. You know how many leftists would be out of a job then? It would save the kids years, maybe a lifetime of unnecessary suffering and misery. Yeah, well, they want it. So I have recommended your books, Worthless and Bachelor Pad Economics, to a lot of young military men that I have mentioned over the years, or mentored over the years, and it likely saved them from blowing the GI Bill on some worthless liberal arts degree or looking for love in the club. Outstanding. Keep up the good work. On to my issue. I need some advice for the future on a specific relationship. A little bit of background on myself. I'm 36 years old. I'm currently working in Asia for the government. I spent 8 years in the military and then transitioned to government work. I won't get into what I do, but it is a very narrow field with good job security in both the private and public sector, and I would never choose to leave. Okay, you make $120,000 a year. You have no debt, no mortgage, no car payment. Oh, you're living it up. However, I also have no savings or investment. Wait. You have no debt. Oh, okay. I thought you had a house. All right. I also have no savings or investment of any kind. I spend each and every dollar I make on traveling, hobbies, entertainment, and partying. Did you not just tell these young boys not to go to the nightclubs? What are you spending that much money? I mean, what are you getting? Bottle service everywhere you go? How do you blow through that much money and not have anything to save for it? I always figured I could work till I drop, and I really just wanted to enjoy my life to the fullest before the U.S. finally falls under the weight of all of its problems. Or you get a stroke, and then you got no money. And then you can't work. Have you thought about that contingency? Start saving your fucking money. You don't need to be pissing away $120,000. I know it's gross. It's not net. But still, I don't know what you would possibly spend. You could still travel the world and have a shit ton of fun, and you still would save at least $60,000 of that a year. However, my plans to enjoy the decline have been tested with being in a relationship. Ever since I got into my late 20s, my success with women has increased nearly every year. I have gotten older. I have never felt the pressure to settle or get married. I have watched all the women I was interested in from high school through college become completely unattractive and bitter over the years. And I thank my lucky stars I never settled down. I enjoy watching all these 30 and 40-year-old women fight with their 20-year-old competition at the bars and clubs. See, you do go to the clubs. What do you do? What are you doing? What, you just... do what I say, not what I do? Is that what you are? The priest that has sex with little children but gives good advice otherwise? What? Come on! Follow your own damn advice. It seems like justice to me. I'm surprised to see. I haven't been to a nightclub. I poked my head in one time for a salsa, and it was like a meat market. It was just horrible. And it was, now when I look back at it, it was a bunch of 40-something women trying to have their last hurrah in life, and guys like, I don't care. You got a hole, I'll take it. Because we're thirsty and parched in this desert. That's sad, though, that there are 30 and 40-something-year-old women still going to bars and nightclubs. I have had no trouble dating or just sleeping with low to mid-20-year-old women on a regular basis. I've been in a relationship with a great Japanese girl for the last year, and we talk about moving in together and getting serious. I really like her. She's absolutely awesome. I have no tolerance for entitled Western women and prefer the company of women from more traditional cultures. Her information for a relationship test is below. I'm worried that I will never feel ready to settle down. You won't. I'll answer that right now. You will not, because it is not in male's nature to settle down. Now, I know there's some traditional, I always wanted to settle. Shut up. Shut up. For the rest of us, the unit downstairs never stops talking. It is in your genetic programming, it is in the human's best interest, survival-wise, for you to sow your seed with as many hot, bangable chicks as possible. That never goes away. One of the few tidbits of advice I got many years ago from an older brother type figure that I had, he says, it never goes away. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, at least you know it never goes. It will never go away. All right? But we'll get to the settling down issue. So there's always going to be temptation. That is just your nature. It is just your nature. When it is so easy to find a beautiful young woman willing to date or sleep with me. I know that I could keep living my life alone, and when I get into my 40s, easily find a girl 15 to 20 years younger than me and settle down if I want. Then again, I may never find a girl as great as the one I have now from a relationship standpoint. I want your thoughts on whether to settle down or wait. Here are my girlfriend's details. All right, let me pull up. You know what? Should I have printed this off? Nah, we'll just go through it here. I'll do the Alt-Tab thing. All right, age 27, parents she grew up with both parents, but her father was killed in a car accident when she was in her early 20s. However, it seems like her dad had a mistress. And the fun I tell you, what did I just tell you about male nature, huh? And we laugh about it. Family really didn't think much of him after they found out. All right, but he was there. The parents were married. She has never been married or engaged. Dating history. She's only had a few boyfriends, but nothing serious. She's almost 6 feet tall. Really? For a Japanese gal? Wow. And in Japan and other parts of Asia, it makes her a bit of an outcast in the dating arena. Really? Men here want women who are significantly shorter than her. Oh, that poor girl. Luckily, I'm taller than her, so that's no problem. I know a buddy, he's got a Asian girlfriend, makes millions. Not him, he's a loser. His wife makes her, girlfriend makes millions. And that was a problem she ran into in Chinese culture, is no guy would date her because you can't have a woman be the head of the household or make more than you. And as a bit of advice to our Chinese person, are you fucking joking me? Fucking take it and run. Be the fucking sugar boy or what do they call it? Cuddle, muscle cub. Be whatever the fuck. Yeah, have a sugar mama. That's a great setup. You want a rich woman. What's wrong with you? Have them buy you shit for one. Let's get a little bit of it back, huh? Kids, she has no children. She wants kids in the future, but it isn't a demand. Good. Height and weight. She's almost 6 feet tall and model thin. She works out as time allows. Is very conscious about eating and living healthy. There you go. She has told me on many occasions that if we live together, she will be doing the cooking, so I won't eat out as much as often and save money and eat healthier. But she likes you. Job. She currently works on a marketing team for a company. She has no issue with working or getting a job if we move in together. Degree. Geoscience with a focus on hydrographic analysis. She's working in marketing. That's not a STEM degree. I know it's STEM. Well, God darn it. Do we award her because she didn't major in some stupid leftist bullshit? We gotta. Because it's, again, women who don't major in stupid leftist bullshit are so rare. She's going to get a point for that. That's good. Debt and finances, no debt of any kind. Car. No car, but does have a license. What does a car matter? She lives in a large city. Housing, she recently got her own apartment, but has lived with her family her entire life. This is pretty standard throughout Asia, though. Lingerie test. She loves lingerie. I sometimes have her cook and do chores around my house wearing lingerie, which she thinks is fun and cute. There we go. There! Right now, there are so many women that are pissed off, but right now we're ignoring you. We are moving on and going to live our lives and have fun. You girls have not fun. Timeliness. Always on time. We'll let you know if she will be late and we'll apologize. Leftist, no. Doesn't have a lot of political views, but seems interested in learning about my political views from our conversations. I say she's conservative on most issues. Mental illness, none. The one of her sisters is crazy, yelling, screaming, threatening, won't take medication. She hates her sister and her antics. Foreign-born, Japanese and Korean family. Religion, not too religious, but follows religious traditions anyway, like most in the country. Tattoos and piercings, no tattoos, and the only piercings are in her ears. That's a foreign concept for you American women. Willing to stay at home. She is willing to stay at home with any future children and also have a job on the side. Drugs and alcohol, none. She doesn't like to drink, but has no issues with me drinking a little, though she does not like it if I drink to excess. There you go. There you go. The devil liquid. Animals. She likes dogs, but doesn't currently have any pets. I can provide pictures if it helps. Yeah, you two are a really nice-looking couple. You don't look 36, by the way. You look like some 12-year-old kid. She's very pretty. I like the way she looks. I know what. Okay, so you're 36 now. If this was 8 years ago, you're 28 in this picture. If I do the math right, you look like you're 12. You look like you're fucking 12. So you could date. That's another major thing in your advantage if you wanted to be 45 or 50. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror. Like, if I just shave this shit off, I could go to like college. Like, yeah, I'm a TA. I'm 28. Hey, yeah. How about those socialists? Yeah. Go feminism. Yeah, man, I am so down with the cause. What's that? That's a muscle. Yeah. No, I know millennial boys don't have it, but I'm a genetic mutation. I'm weird. I got muscles. I can't help it. All right, let's go through the test here. Professionally administered. Kids, no kids, she gets a point. Divorce, never divorced, gets a point. STEM, I'm going to give she majored in STEM. No debt, no debt. No student loan debt, no student loan. Dad around. No, but like the widow clause, death is forgiven. Her parents were around, nuclear family, she's in. Lingerie test, yes. Job, she has a job, yes. Timeliness, she's timely. No mental illness, no mental illness. Not a leftist, not a leftist. She's not uber religious. No body mutilation, that means tattoos, weird color, hair, piercings, and the things you put in your ears. Wants to stay at home, doesn't have a fancy car, no drugs or alcoholism, no cats rescue, physically active. The one that we added to it was the hyphenated name. Would she take your last name, or is she going to insist on a hyphenated name? I'm going to say one right there, because it sounds traditional. I did the math wrong. There's 10. Oops, let's do that. This woman has a perfect score, both on the core and the total score, 100% in both cases. Now, that's not the real problem. You know she's a great catch. The real issue is you giving up your player lifestyle and all the free pussy that's going to come your way in the future, and whether or not you want to settle down. And this is probably the hardest part that any guy's going to make. And what I'm going to do is because I got a couple years, I have a significant amount of years, I'm not a lot, but some. Let me explain to you what it's like on the other side, because I've been with my girlfriend for over 10 years now. And what I have witnessed through myself and my friends is I dodged a bullet. And I will be writing an article on Return of Kings, but what inevitably happens, for males or females, doesn't matter. Like all markets, all economies, all markets, everything clears. All market clears. All markets go to equilibrium. All markets get wiped out. You go to a cantaloupe or a produce section in your grocery store, the good stuff gets picked over. Male or female. And I know Manispherian philosophy, red pill philosophy, would like to make men think that we are scotches that last forever and our seed is good until we're dead. And this is all true. We age much better than women. We can always date younger. It's easier to get younger women. And it's we can have kids forever. So we do not have a biological clock in that sense, but we do have a mental clock. And this is the problem I thankfully dodged, but kind of ran into seeing it as well. I've seen all my male friends, my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, but you're rapidly approaching this age. If not, you're already there, and you're probably already seeing it. And that is, you have a mental clock. And like Overton's window, the amount of amateurish or immaturish behavior you will tolerate goes down, and you need more and more intellectual stimulation. So when you're a dumb shit 23-year-old kid, you'll tolerate not only stupid immature behavior, you'll tolerate abusive behavior. Girls faking they got bipolar, girls faking they have mental illness, lies, cheat, all that other crap that turned us into the galvanized men that we are today. And then you won't tolerate that, but you'll still tolerate some dumb conversation. Oh, she watches the daytime soap shows, or she watches reality TV. Oh, she's got leftist politics. But then the older you get, the less tolerable that bullshit becomes. And what you're going to really find hard, what's really going to be hard for you to find, is an intellectual equal. Is a girl that makes a good wife, that makes a good partner. Right? And this is evidenced and proofed, empiricized, what's the word I'm looking for? Manifested, thank you. All my male friends of my age, but two in particular, one is 40, the other one's 45. And especially the 45-year-old, he's like, neither of them have kids. They kept their nose clean like pretty much you and me, anybody else on this sphere does. And they have a choice. They can either date women that are mature enough for them to tolerate and have a decent conversation with and be somewhat mentally stimulated, but they always have kids because they're 30-something and they always have kids. Or they can go down and date the 20-somethings, in which case they don't have kids, but they are insufferably stupid. They are insufferably childish, and no matter how hot they are, they can actually talk themselves out of the guy wanting to have sex with them. It's that bad. And it's not going to get any better. Because I know you think, 20-somethings now. Well, let's say you're 50. You know, 50, the 20-somethings that you're going to be dating when you're 50, they're going to be these royal pain in the asses that are in middle school or grade school now. And can you imagine the leftist indoctrinated bullshit? You think the millennials, you can't get any worse than millennials. It can. And so that's the problem you face. The same thing with my other buddy. He's 40. Yeah, he can date. He wants to have a good Christian girl without another man's child. Preferably never married. You know, simple, basic, common, standard shit. Like, I'd like my McDonald's not to have salmonella in it. I'd like my gas to not clog up the engine. And it's insane what simple little standards men have of a quality woman that cannot even be met. Because once the woman has another man, it's over. It's fucking over. It's like, fuck. He cannot find a Christian girl who will let him pursue his hobby. It's nothing crass. I don't want to identify him. It's a really cool hobby, by the way. And we'll have premarital sex, which is kind of interesting because he wants him to be Christian too. So I'm like, cafeteria Christian much? Regardless, he runs into the same problem. He can find them at 20-something years old, but none of them have jobs. None of them flew through the Clarey relationship test with flying colors like your girlfriend did. And so that's what you're going to face, is as you get older and more mature, and you are going to have, I guarantee your IQ, I should have asked you what your IQ was, but you're certainly up on the higher end, it's going to be borderline impossible to find a girl who's hot and has the qualities and characteristics as this girl down the road when you're 45, 50 or whatever, and you're finally willing to settle down. Because it's going to come with, it's going to be like, I have to have some kind of intelligent conversation, so you are more or less going to have to settle for a single mom. All right? And this is sad. This is, basically, it goes like this. Women have the wall, men have an intellectual wall. All right? With the women, we got to date. And you can fight it, or you can accept it. Now, I'm not saying everybody rush out and get married. I'm saying the market clears. You choose your own path in life. You want to be virgin towel because you can't get laid, which you're not. I'm pointing out to the virgin towels who are tuning in but won't like to admit it. And lie to yourself, and basically you're just afraid of the gym, and that's how you're going to live. You're going to hate women for the rest. Okay, you can go ahead and do that. You want to be MGTOW, you've been really scorched and burned. Okay, fine, you can certainly do that too. But the market will clear. The good quality women will get picked over. The quality, you're like, God, why can't I find a nice girl? It's a simple question. Many men ask this, go, God, man, they're married. The good ones are married, and if the guy's good, they will keep them, and the women will stay married to those men. You have one such woman. She is perfect according to the Clarey relationship test. Of course, we know all women aren't. There's something wrong. Everyone has their flaws. There's no doubt about it. But it's not going to get any better than this. It really isn't. It just is. Is there a chance? Yes, there's always a chance you're going to find another blah, blah, blah. But you're going to get tired. You're not going to want to go out. Like the girlfriend left to go visit family or something. I had a weekend. I'm like, let me see. The old man's got it. So I had a swing dance club and a salsa club. And it was painful. It was tiring. I'm like, where did I get the energy to do this in the olden days? Oh, that's right. I'm getting old. And the little girly chickie babes at the swing dance scene were all millennial, armpit-harried, ugly fucks that you wouldn't even want to dance with. And then when I went salsa dancing, it was this horrendous middle-aged meat market. And I'm like, fuck this. Fuck this. And then I watch everybody else. The dynamics of the game, the dynamics of the field in which we play the game, change. I don't know if you notice, a lot of men, the Master Rouge, among some others, are starting to say, hey, you know what? Maybe it is that we should get married. Maybe it is that we should settle down. Now, I'm not even a big fan of marriage. And sir, I don't know what the laws are wherever you are in Asia. Maybe, premarital prenup. Maybe she can live together or something like that. I know. Every armchair virgin towel is yelling right now. Theoretician, professor, academician who's never worked her job in the real world or gotten their dick wet with a real pussy. Certainly you can go there, but prenuptial agreement kind of cover that base. But yeah, frankly, the markets will clear. If I had to put money on it, again, I can't guarantee anything. You're not going to find a better girl than this. You're just not. It's another thing that I found is like, even then I can't say it. There were two girls that in hindsight were great. And I didn't realize it until it was too late. But even then, one was dumber than rocks. And the other one wanted 4 kids. Minimum. And what you realize is like, I'm going to hold out. There's always something, I'm going to hold out. And you know what? The quality and caliber of women is so low. That is the best. That is as good as it gets. There is always a catch. I did a video. There's always a catch. There will always be a catch. Now, having 4 kids minimum, that's a deal breaker, Ken. I was like, thank you. I cannot catch that ball. You threw me a boulder the size of Indiana Jones' death boulder. I cannot catch it with this mitt. But another girl, she was not that bright. Probably should have lived with that one. Because I was holding out for the IQ 150, in shape model, job, kick out. It doesn't exist. Just doesn't exist. You got about as good as it gets. And that scratch you have, that itch is never going to go away to bang other women. It just isn't. The question is, going forward, do you want to be that balding 48-year-old guy at the nightclub? Yeah, you can get that girl. Do you want to be online searching OkCupid or Plenty of Fish? Do you want to deal with that shit? Because it will get tiring. I didn't even do it. I got out before the real online internet dating thing happened. But being on the other side, oh, holy shit, did I waste so much time. Holy shit. And like pissing away of time going to clubs, trying to ask, going on dates with girls that I just, I wanted to get laid but didn't have an interest. I mean, now, of course, I'm nowhere near as horny or, young as I was back then. But now you will change. You will get older. You'll be like, no, you know what? I want to sit here and I want my hot wife dressed up in lingerie, making me, and know that one's in the bag. That one I got, and it's a for sure thing. Because I sure the fuck am not going to go out clubbing anymore. I sure the fuck aren't. Fuck, like a lot of people, what happened if your girlfriend died? I'm like, I don't think it would be like, they'd have to ask out me. They would have to come find me in my little headquarters. I'd be out in South Dakota. They'd have to find me and they'd have to ask me out because, frankly, I'm not going through that bullshit ever again. I'm not going to ask girls out. I'm not hitting on. I got more important shit, especially for the intellectual payoff now. By this age, mom with children or 23-year-old ditch. Fuck it. You know what's better? Reading a book. It's that. That's what I don't. And I am getting old. But maybe it won't happen that quickly to you, but it will happen. It will happen. So my opinion, I'd lock this one up. I don't think we've had a perfect score so far, but I'd lock this one up. It doesn't get any better than this. And you thinking there's more out there? It's just like hypergamy. These girls think they're going to find the bigger Mr. B, the bigger, richer, badder boy. They keep going, they can, and then it's too late. It will happen, but not because you lose your looks like women. It's because you will not be able to tolerate the immaturity of the young, good-looking women. So, anyway, hope that helped out. Great lesson for us all to learn. You guys got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. You can find me there. You can get me on Praxi. It's an app you download on your phone. It's $2 a minute for me. I don't know what other people charge, but for me, I said at $2 a minute in case you need emergency asshole consulting. Buy my books. They're on Amazon.com. It'll make you smart. And we got the Clarey podcast. Just search that. Clarey. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.